everyone. This is a training for faculty who are teaching with my counseling theory textbooks, which are theory and treatment planning and counseling and psychotherapy, and case documentation in counseling and psychotherapy. And there are actually a lot of resources that Cengage has for these textbooks, but they are extremely difficult to find. I am working with the publisher to make them easier to find. And until then, I thought, you know what, we got YouTube. I'll just get the word out this way until things are just easier to find and locate on their they've redone their instructor website. So they're still getting all of that together. But welcome here. And I'm excited to show you what kind of resources we have to make your life as an instructor just a little bit easier, because I certainly think it is a pretty tough job for all of us. So if we go ahead here, I'm going to start. There are actually two different places where you can get resources for these textbooks. So the first is, let's see here, I'm going to pull up the my screen. Actually, pull up this screen. Here we go. There is the live YouTube live there. The first is on my actual website. And for this one, the URL is therapythatworksinstitute.com/books. And this is my book webpage. And I have all my books here. But what you're going to see, though, is at the top that there are free clinical forms and resources. And so you or your students can sign up here and you get access to so you put your name in here, let's see, and you'll get access to all 35 forms, or it's over 35, I think. Let's see, I guess I'll put my Gmail, right? Oopsie, at Gmail, and you can click on that you're an instructor, counseling, and then boom, and you sign up. And here you will go to a page that will give you all of the forms. You just download them here. There's a clinical assessment, all the treatment plans, a progress note. There is the cross-theoretical counseling conceptualization, which has been updated in July 2023. So I highly recommend, if you have an older version, that you get these newer versions. And then there's the family therapy theoretical case conceptualizations, and then there are all the theory-specific forms. I have them both for family therapy and for counseling. So, and these, a lot of the counseling ones were created this summer in 2023, and I'm going to be working over the next 2 years on updating the theory and treatment planning and counseling and psychotherapy book. And so all of these forms will be integrated into the new edition. And yes, it takes about 2 years to get on the Cengage calendar, to get to do one, and then to actually make all the changes. So, so there'll be lots of updates in the upcoming editions of the books. And if you join that mailing list and you get your forms here, I will be doing surveys of folks who are using the book to get your feedback of what you like, what you want, and you all get to vote on the book cover too. So it's kind of fun. So you can send your students here, you can send yourself here, and you can get all the forms this way. The other way, and then, so that's what is available on my site. And since it's open, it doesn't have any of the teaching resources on it. So all of the teaching resources are on the Cengage site. So let's go look at that. So hopefully you go to Cengage, CENGAGE.com. And if you are teaching with one of any of their textbooks, just to log in, you can get an instructor account. And you do need to contact them, and you have to prove that you are a professor who's using one of their books. So there's a form to fill out if you don't have an instructor account. And if they can, usually I think if they can log into your university or go to your university's website, see you there, see your class, they're like, okay, This person can have an instructor account. Otherwise, you will need to have either there's a place to put your name to have your department chair or your HR office verify that you are an instructor, because obviously we can't be giving the students all of the test banks. So they are guarded carefully. So when you log in, I was just in here, so I'm going to return to Cengage. I'll show you. You just log in. You'll normally want to give them your university email. Definitely what they prefer to be able to log in here. And if you haven't come to their new kind of instructor platform, I will just show you how to do that. So you can, the first thing you're going to want to do is add the book to your library. So let's see. So here you can see my library, but you can add the mastering competencies. You just click on that and it's in my library. But if it's not in your library, you can just click on my library and it will put it into your library. It kind of took me there since it's already in my library. And you'll see you do have the electronic version of the book here. But the most important place to go is for faculty is actually the resource tab, okay? And the resource tab is where they put their instructor options. Just so you know, they do go through lots of different pricing options. There is a MindTap version, an ebook, a paperback, and Cengage Unlimited is something students can subscribe to, where they get access to the whole Cengage library for a semester typically, or a year. They have different pricing, but you have to have enough textbooks lining up for that to make price sense. But otherwise, you're going to they have all these different resources. They are not consistent across the different titles, which is kind of frustrating. But here is where you're going to, you can download an instructor manual, the PowerPoints for the text, and some sample syllabi. So they have the teaching resources are here. They have assessment resources so that there are scoring rubrics and there are test banks for all the chapters that go with the book. There are additional resources, correlation guide between this book and other texts. These are the form templates, and then transition guides if you went from the first to the second edition. Then there are supplements, which are, this book just, I don't know, they call it supplements, but this is the e version of the book. And then there is a companion site, which allows you to download the manual, the PowerPoints, the test bank, transition guide. So some of that was already on the last website we just saw. So, but those are some of your options in terms of what type of things they give you for free. So that is that textbook. And if you go back, there is also, if you're doing the case documentation, it's going to be this, at this point, it's the same thing, right? But when you go to the resources, you will see, yeah, they have the teaching resources, PowerPoint and syllabi, assessments, they have test banks, other disciplines, the supplements. This one, they do connect you up with the, you can add the Helping Professions Learning Center or an ebook version of this. I don't know why they listed as a supplement. It's also what you get at the top of this page. And then they do have the instructor's companion site, which has a lot of all the forms here. And then the students, for this one, they created a student companion site, which is going to have all the forms. This book has a lot more forms for the students, so they can download it there. Or they can get it on my website. So that's a lot of, that's the easy stuff to find on Cengage. The tough stuff to find on Cengage's website is there are videos that I don't know why. I have tried for years trying to get them to put the videos easily accessible with the counseling text. I think when they create the support for these textbooks, I think the videos were created after the textbooks. And so they just couldn't, I don't know why. I have asked multiple times multiple editors, multiple assistants. They've not connected them up. So at this moment, and maybe after this, I don't know, video goes out, maybe they'll do something. The best way to find the videos that go with these textbooks is to go to your home and click in Gayheart, and you want to go to this book. You want to go to Mastering Competencies, 3rd edition. There is a 4th edition out. You want to go to the 3rd edition of Mastering Competencies, because I did the video series when this was being produced, and all of the videos, even the counseling videos and the family therapy videos, all ended up on this course's MindTap. MindTap was a multimedia, like all-in-one platform that Cengage created, where you can have students buy an ebook that's integrated with all the test banks and such. And I don't think it ended up being super popular with grad programs, because usually like a theory textbook is not something you're going to sell back. And so ebooks, you're renting them. And so the people, I think in grad programs, it's less popular than at the undergraduate level. So anyway, so stick with me here. So you go here, and you know what has happened though is if you go to your library, let's see here. Why are we not clicking? Oh, that's not good. Let's see here. Yeah, can we do that? There we go. Okay. So I'm trying to see. When you go to your library, actually got to go here. You'll see you add Mastering Competencies 3rd edition to your library, and you're going to see over here on the right, you have an option to create a course. Okay. You are going to click that option because you need to create a MindTap course, because these videos right now, until they fix it, are all located in this MindTap course, and at this point nowhere else, as they've kind of reconstructed the instructors stuff. So you got to create a MindTap course, which doesn't cost you anything. And you're going to click you can click any one of these. It really doesn't matter. Oh, look, they now have 4 term. That's interesting. So we can just say, test course, right? That already exists. Test course 2023. Here we go. And then you got to put a date in. It really doesn't matter. They will, there you go. And then you finish and create a course. So once you've created a course, what is going to happen is that it is going to appear in my courses. Okay. And you can see I created a course called videos so I can find them whenever I need them. Okay. So, because I don't have access on my computer to they don't give them to me either. So, so what you do then is you go into your course once you finally have it in, once it's all set up. You don't need to set it up at all. All you need to do is go here, and then you go down to videos, and you will see they have it's all in alphabetical order. The Adlerian, Bowen, CBT, Collaborative, Gestalt, Jungian Samplay, Psychodynamic, so solution focus, family therapy, structural, trauma focused CBT. All your videos are here. There are actually more counseling videos than family therapy videos. So, but they're all here for you. And strangely, they're right now all found on Mastering Competencies in Family Therapy, 3rd edition, not the 4th edition. The 4th edition, they figured out, whoever did it understood what was going on a little bit better. So in the 4th edition, you won't find all the videos. You have to open the MindTap course, create a MindTap course that you're not going to use, doesn't cost you anything. And then after you have that, you can find the videos pretty easily. So to review, to find the videos that you can stream for free from your instructor center with Cengage is you would go to your home. You're going to add the book to your library, and you're going to add whatever counseling book you're using, but then you have to also add this Mastering Competencies in Family Therapy, 3rd edition, even if you're not teaching with it. And once you have that, you go to click the button to create a course, put in whatever name you want and whatever dates you want. It does not matter. Once you've created the course, you'll have access to the videos forever. And then you go to your courses, and then you will find your videos will be the fourth section of the online textbooks for mastering competencies 3. So you will see forms and videos. So, okay. So hopefully, yeah, you enjoy. Yeah, that was helpful, because I think most people I've talked to had no idea that there are videos, and it is strange that Cengage, pay to produce them, but can't seem to get them into the hands of instructors who would benefit from them. And these videos they're definitely newer, more contemporary. They focus on a specific intervention or skill that is in the theory that's being demonstrated. And so when I tried to make them shorter than your typical videos, because having an hour and a half, hour 45-minute video was like just too long. And so I tried to keep them 30 to 45 minutes so they don't take up the whole course time. And you'll see at the beginning, I meet with the counselor. We talk about what's going to be demonstrated in the video. Then the counselor meets with the family and they do a session. And then afterwards, though, for most of these, the clients were willing to talk with me about how they experienced what just happened. And I was a qualitative interviewer, so I thought that'd be really fun. So I interview them, and then I sit down again with the whoever was demonstrating the intervention to talk about how it went, tips for students to learn this intervention and this approach. And why they did what they did, kind of a little debrief at the end. But hopefully with many of these, you're going to be able to then, if you would like, you can have your students, you can use these videos for your students to do role plays with each other or such in the class. So they are really designed not to be a demonstration of a full session, but to be a shorter, condensed one of hopefully something that you can either do a teaching exercise, or the students can practice, what's going on. That what was demonstrated in the video. And also on that note, you will find that if you go back to this webpage, my main webpage, it's on the Opens webpage here. You go to books, and you will find at the bottom of this webpage, my books webpage, you'll see there's a video overview tab. And so it tells you the intervention, it tells you who the clinician was, and then it gives you the demographic information for the client. So if they're working on an assignment that has a form, because you can have them do progress notes or case conceptualizations, on these videos. If you choose to do that, you have all the information right here. And so hopefully you will find this a useful video. Okay. And then finally, I would like to just take a moment to just go over some ideas or ways that you could use these, the assignments, the videos, the forms to create class assignments that we've found to be pretty useful at my university. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead, pull this up, just give you some ideas if you're looking for some way to fill your class time. So, so one of the activities I like to use, because normally when I teach a class, I will have them always do the cross-theoretical case conceptualization as one of the major assignments, and typically with a short treatment plan. So, so they're going to do a whole cross-theoretical case conceptualization. So I know that they've, demonstrate competency around all the different major theories in the book, and then a basic treatment plan. And the treatment plans are usually theory specific. But when you do that, that's a lot to grade. I totally get it. I don't always I'm not going to go and grade a whole bunch of different theory specific case conceptualizations. So, one option is just to have the final be theory specific and let everyone kind of choose which theory they want to use. But if you do the cross theoretical one, what I do for the theory specific case conceptualizations, which we now have for the counseling theories, is I have the students pick a movie and a character, and they present for 15 to 20 minutes using a theory specific case conceptualization. And I allow them to have one slide per speaker. They're usually in groups of 4 or 5. So it's 4 to 5, slides. They get 15 minutes to talk, and the class gets 5 minutes to have a discussion, and ask questions and, talk about how the theory was applied. So my students have really loved this because it's super applied and practical, and they feel like they get to, practice. I do this in my first year courses. So they get to kind of apply a theory with clients. We usually have outstanding classroom discussions, and it's just a nice way to let them use those case conceptualizations to really apply the ideas in a kind of safe, structured way. So I will, and you can also use the video series that comes with the textbook that you now know how to find. You can use those videos and have them do a case conceptualization, with the best they can. They sometimes have to fill in some of the blanks, obviously, because you don't have their whole life history. But you can, they can also use it that way and use those videos to work up some of the case conceptualizations or treatment plans. So that is definitely one way that I use this. Another way is you can complete the forms in small groups based on the videos. So like if you're using case documentation that has the progress note, it's, you can do that one. You watch a movie, you watch any movie, even whether it's one of mine or any video demonstration, you can practice doing a progress note or a clinical assessment. You can have them break up into groups to do that. Again, it's a very simple way to give them some practice of using the ideas, with the forms, with the videos that are out there. So another thing they can do is to use one of the videos that comes with the textbooks that you now know how to find, and then break into small groups and practice the whatever intervention was just being demonstrated. So I just saw the Adlerian one that went into early recollections. So you could have them break into groups and practice that type of intervention from an Adlerian perspective. Like I said, I love whenever they have any demonstration video where students watch, if they're watching a session, I think in that first year in particular, giving them, a moment to do some practice writing a progress note. You can do it as a class. You can do it in small groups. I talk through it sometimes as a therapist. This is what my note would look like, right? So every time you have a video, you certainly of a therapy session, you always have a chance to quickly touch on what you would put in a progress note. And it's a really simple thing to do, but my students say that it really helps because in the first year, it helps them understand what it's going to be like. And then once they're actually in the field, it's really helpful to hear what I would put in a progress note to write up what they just saw. And so that's when they really, really like that. So that's something I try to do as often as I can. And there are, at the end of each chapter, just in case you didn't read far enough, there are discussion prompts, and at least they are they're in the second edition of Theory and Treatment Planning in Counseling and Psychotherapy. So there are options, and there are try it yourself, which are little pull-out boxes that invite the reader to practice something. But I put those in there with faculty in mind, thinking maybe you want to have your students do some role play or practice whatever. This is a good thing that you could actually do in class and have your students do. So most of those actually do work in terms of exercises for the classroom as well. So, okay, so I hope this was a helpful introduction to using my textbooks with the counseling theory textbooks, where to find the resources, how to find those hidden videos. Hopefully someday they won't be so hidden and you'll find them in the main instructor section. But until then, you know where to go, and giving you some ideas in terms of how to engage students, how to use the unique forms and the video series that we have to make your teaching come alive in the classroom. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much.